All right, good morning, board members. We'll go ahead and get started. We've got 5. Randy will be joining us here in just a moment. Yes. Yeah. We wanted to make sure you had plenty of reading material. We'll go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and call the call to order, and then you guys don't let me forget we need to do a Pledge of Allegiance after that. And if you don't remember, I forgot last time. Okay, Ashley, go ahead and call roll.
Okay. Michael Brown.
Here.
Peter Dillingham.
Here.
Shaylin Hanning. Here. Leonard McCullough.
Here.
Rob Seaman.
Here. Awesome. Looks like we've got a quorum. We will, Randy is on his way, like I mentioned earlier. We'll acknowledge him in just a moment and try to embarrass him if we can. So now that we have a quorum, let's go ahead and start with our Pledge of Allegiance, salute to the Oklahoma flag, and moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in an Oklahoma flag salute. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. All right. Thanks, everyone, for being here. If you haven't met Leonard, Leonard's a new board member for us, so you have a big crowd for your first board meeting. That's not normally the case. We will be going through a lot of material today. I'll go ahead and start with some opening comments. The superintendent is not present today, so we'll skip through that agenda item. If he shows up, we will make sure and acknowledge that as well. A few things that I want to bring to your attention. Yesterday, had a great time. I hung out with Vic Wood, superintendent at West Watkins, and we were at the Lieutenant Governor's turkey hunt, which is not actually, yesterday morning we weren't actually hunting. We were just eating breakfast and hanging out. So not as cool as what Rob's been doing hunting rattlesnakes. So we had a great event there. I've been spending a lot of time with Secretary Sanders and going through the FTE counts and DOGE executive orders. So we're working on that. If you ever have questions, reach out to me. Everything seems to be in order and everything seems to be working out as the governor has requested. So not having any problems there. We have had a lot of events in the agency lately. I want to brag on Justin for sure on a couple of things he did. You should have a handout that actually built with some slides in it. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about each one of these, but some really good things that have been going on in the agency since we've talked about getting more engagement within our own folks. The Skills Center tour with 12 of our individuals was pretty awesome. Where we took them, Justin set it up where we got a bus and took them to some of the skill centers and got to see what we actually go on within. It's good for our agency people to know what actually happens out in the field in different areas, so that was fantastic. We're starting some PLCs, professional learning communities, doing some staff appreciation work, and another cool thing Justin's done is organized a group that will rotate, is it every 6 months, Justin? Where he'll have a committee come in and talk about the things that they see we could improve within the agency. So just a little handout for you to kind of notice there of some of the things we're working on to make some changes. It's been well received, and the employees have done a great job of jumping in, being a part. We're going to do something also new, hasn't happened yet, but this summer we will load up everybody in the agency and take them to a one-day professional development that's part of our summit that we put on anyway. So we'll close down for a day and make sure that they're a part of that speaker and see the awards given across the system. And everyone from HR to finance to maintenance will see what the system is really doing so that everyone can fully engage in that. So trying to make sure that we have people that are all part of the family. So that's the big changes in the agency. I want to introduce a special group, even though you've got superintendents and other leadership in the room. We have BizCert Pro with us. Whitney, if you'll stand up. Whitney is leading the group today. Justin couldn't be with us. He is sick. Whitney works for us in the agency as an RC. And BizCert Pro is one of our development programs for individuals that are on the WED side of the house working on workforce economic development, and she'll explain more of what that is and she'll let the group introduce themselves. Go ahead, Whitney.
Visit Pro is a group that we have Visit, which is whenever you first started WED, you're able to visit about 4 of our tech centers throughout the year and just kind of get a familiarity with our entire system. Visit Pro is the second group for that. And so what we do in that is we take a more individualized leadership approach and allow the members to kind of deep dive into their own leadership style and kind of see some things within our system that maybe they have aspirations of like moving up into a different position. So they're able to mentor with someone across our system that they choose to learn more about their position. But we also visit the agency for our first session, and then we were at Autry Technology Center and Northeast Technology Center. And then yesterday we spent the day at the Capitol to visit with some legislators, kind of see that part of it, learn kind of about some bills that are important to CareerTech, what that looks like. And then of course today we get to see this piece of it. It just gives them an opportunity to see some things that you don't always see when you're at the office or providing classes for your communities. So I'll let our group, we have 7 of our members here today. Our group was 15, so some of them had conflicts today. And then we actually had 14 different tech centers that sent representatives for the program. So it was a good class, and we've had a lot of fun like putting it together and just kind of watching the group grow and like learn and just blend together well.
Awesome. Good.
Good morning, Peter Kelly with Central Tech.
I'm Jim Lawson with Pontotoc Tech.
I'm Meridian Technology Center.
David Wheeler, Tulsa Tech.
Nate Holman, Northeast Tech.
Good morning, Lori Lyons with Metro Tech.
And Walter Miller, Francis Tuttle.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions for that group? We'd like to put them on the spot, you know, but we'd like to... That kind of concludes what I wanted to bring forward. If there's not any questions, I think you've been getting my updates. I apologize. The last update email was kind of like this board packet. It was a little bit long, so my apologies on that. But there's a lot going on within the system. It's a good time of the year. Spring is CTSO season, where the kids are competing and the adults are competing right beside them, and it's just fantastic to watch people show off what they've been doing all year or for the last 2 years in many cases. So it's a great time. We still have some conventions getting ready to happen. So we just had FCCLA. I wanted to mention real quick, I almost forgot. We have 2 members in Oklahoma of FCCLA that are in the top 15 finalists for National Member of the Year. So it's kind of a big deal. We had Collegiate DECA just, where's Corey at? There you are. Corey's here. Why don't you go ahead and tell him? I didn't have these things on my list, but go ahead and tell him.
Okay. Well, thank you. I had the opportunity to attend the Collegiate DECA conference. As you all remember, we instituted the chapter organization for Collegiate DECA a few years ago. And this year, we have not 1, but 2 national officers representing Oklahoma. We took a small group that represented High Plains Technology Center, Oklahoma Baptist, and Oklahoma Christian. I would say out of those 20 students, we had probably 6 get on stage, and we had a number 1 first place winner. And we were competing with colleges all across the country, so I was very excited.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. A lot going on, as you can tell. And we'll have a lot to talk about today that's going on in our schools. So we thank you everyone for being here. We'll go ahead and move forward. Let's please recognize Randy. Everybody give him a round of applause. Great entrance timing. Yeah. You haven't missed any business yet. So with that, we'll go ahead and move forward, and we'll start our oaths of office. We have 2 to get through today. First will be ceremonial oath of office that will be administered to Mr. Michael Brown, appointed to the State Board of Career and Technology Education for a 6-year term, beginning April 2nd, 2025 and ending April 1st, 2031, representing the 4th Congressional District. The State Superintendent of, I'm not going to have him do that. He's not here. I will do your oath of office. If Michael Brown, you will please come forward. We will do a ceremonial oath of office.
Let's do it.
Actually, will you get a picture of you? Russell's here to get a picture of you. You want this good, Russell?
Yeah, I think that'll work.
All right. You're going to repeat after me, and I'll try not to mess it up. There you go. All right. Yes. I, say your name, do solemnly swear
I, Mike Brown, do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and that I will not knowingly receive, or directly or indirectly, any money or valuable thing,
and that I will not knowingly receive, either directly or indirectly, what's the rest of it?
any money or valuable thing.
Any money or valuable
I
thing
went too far that one. For the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a member of the State Board of Career and Technology Education
as a member of the State Board of Career and Technology Education
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Leonard, I'll do better with you because I got to practice right.
Should I bring my cheat sheet up there?
All right, as a ceremonial oath of office will be administered to Mr. Leonard W. McCullough, acting as interim basis for the unexpired term ending April 1st of 2027, replacing Ed Hillary. So you guys welcome Leonard as he comes forward. Let's do your oath of office. Oh, sorry, Russell. Is that all right if I'm on this side? Is that okay? I'll hide the paper that way. I state your name, do solemnly swear
I, Leonard McCullough, do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and that I will not knowingly receive,
and that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or valuable thing
any money or valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a member of the State Board of Career and Technology Education
as a member of the State Board of Technology and Education
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thanks, sir. All right, thank you all. Now we can get into some work. First action or item we need to take action on is discussion and possible action of the minutes of the February 20th, 2025 regular meeting. So it should be available in your packet.
I move for approval of the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the minutes? We do have over a quorum, so anyone that was not present, as long as we have 5 members vote, we can approve. If you would like to abstain, that is your right. If we do not get a motion or a quorum to vote, then I will ask for a motion to reconsider, and we'll go through that process, but I'll let you vote as you will. Will you call for a vote?
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
We have a motion and a second, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Management Information 2.01, update and possible discussion on emergency rules. Ms. Gina Hubbard, Director of Statewide Outreach.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. It's great to have a full gallery over here. No heckling, please. No, this morning I wanted to bring to you our
Is your
emergency
mic on,
rules.
Gina?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
There, now we can hear you.
At our last meeting, you approved an emergency rule for our industry specialist certification, and I'm pleased to announce that on April 1st, the governor signed that emergency rule. So we're very excited that that is available now for our instructors that are already hired or will be hired out of industry to teach in our technology centers. This allows them a pathway to certification that does not require them to go back to school for a degree. So we have a leadership and professional development division that has created a very robust and intentional a professional development plan to ensure that they are successful in the classroom. So we're very excited for this, and it will be available May 1st for our instructors to start applying for that. And the remaining of our rules are still in the legislative process. They will be batched and voted on by the Rules Committee, and so we're just kind of in limbo until those are done. I will tell you that you will see this emergency rule come back to you in the fall because we will be putting it in the permanent rule process along with any other changes. So we appreciate your support. We're very excited for this opportunity, and I will take any questions if you have them.
I think we've probably asked them through the process. Thank you, Gina, for working on this. I know Sohail's had a lot of work in this as well. It's a lot of effort to make sure everyone is communicated clearly and understands. It's a lot easier to get these rules denied than it is to get them passed. So thank you for your work. All right, management action items. We are going to jump into some accreditations. We've got several to go through today. As always, we're going to have a presentation of the accreditation that went on, an opportunity for school leadership to speak on the behalf of the school through the accreditation process, and then any questions that the board members would have. Item 3.01, discussion and possible action on full post-secondary accreditation for Northwest Technology Center, School District Number 10. Mr. Joey Vanek, Accreditation Manager.
Good morning. I think I'm the reason your packets are so thick this morning. But the good news is this will be the rest for the year, so that's good. So just like last time, the first part that I'm going to read is going to be applicable to all technology centers that you're going to see today. And then after that, we'll go tech center by tech centers with our findings and then our recommendation. So the examiners evaluated all aspects of the technology center's operations using the quality standards approved by this board and listed in the accreditation guidelines published by the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education. These standards address leadership and administration, instruction and training, support services, measurement and analysis, personnel, operations, and system impact. The accreditation staff also conducted technical visits for financial aid, safety and civil rights before the visit to help staff prepare. Examiners began by reviewing the application the Technology Center submitted. They also interviewed Technology Center administrators, certified and support staff, students and stakeholders. The stakeholders interviewed included business and industry representatives, community leaders, partner school administrators, teachers, and parents of students attending the technology centers. Interviews were conducted by virtual group interviews and individual on-site interviews. Examiners also observed all program areas. If approved, the technology centers will have 90 days to submit an action plan addressing one opportunity for improvement for each of the 6 identified standards. Agency staff will monitor progress towards the completion of these action items and provide technical assistance as needed. So first up is Northwest Technology Center. On October 22nd through 24th, 2024, the Accreditation Division conducted a hybrid accreditation review at Northwest Technology Center in Alva, Oklahoma, including their Fairview campus. The examiner team was comprised of 24 examiners and ODCT staff, including 12 examiners from technology centers. During the review, examiners interviewed 27 stakeholders in various manners, including individual and in small groups. Examiners found no areas of non-compliance. We recommend that the board grant full accreditation status to Northwest Technology Center. And then Mr. Slater, the superintendent's here, if he has anything to add, or if you have any questions for him or I.
Mr. Slater, go ahead and come forward if you'd like. Okay, sounds good.
Director and board, just to say the process of the State Department staff, I want to tell you, how well they did, how much we appreciate them. Joey, Sandra, Jessica, had those folks on staff. We are a district with 53 employees, so when you add 24, we took a new census that day. So, we appreciate all the work and effort that goes into what they do. Likewise, I'm very proud of our staff because it is a process that as you know, and so just thank you for what you guys do to make the process.
Just so you board members know, when he says 24, that's the examiners that come there as well. So it's pretty in-depth look those of you that haven't been a part of it. Any questions for Joey or for the school, or any questions on the report that you have in front of you? Go ahead.
One of the things that, this is not really a question, but it's a comment about how much I think we as CareerTech appreciate where you exceeded the expectations in the business and education partnerships. That's a bonus about Oklahoma CareerTech is we have those partnerships, we have those relationships. I'd like to commend you for that.
Our district, we're definitely a rural district, 4,000 square mile population of our, major county, Woods County, 20,000 people. We are blessed now, though, that we have a four-year university, and so partnerships in our district are highly critical to our success.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Any questions or comments?
I would move we approve the full post-secondary accreditation for Northwest Technology Center.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Any discussion? Ashley, will you call for a vote?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Motion passes. Go ahead, floor is yours, Joe.
Next will be Central Technology Center. On October 29th through 31st, 2024, the Accreditation Division conducted a hybrid accreditation review at Central Technology Center in Drumright, Oklahoma, including their Sapulpa campus. The examiner team was comprised of 25 examiners and ODCT staff, including 12 from technology centers. During the review, examiners interviewed 34 stakeholders in various manners, including individual settings and in small groups. Examiners found no areas of noncompliance. We recommend the board grant full accreditation status to Central Technology Center. And then Mr. Burris is here too, if he has anything to add or if you have questions for him.
Mr. Burris, you're welcome to take the podium. I will. All right. Got to show Darren up a little bit, yeah. We want your voice to be recorded on the YouTube channel. That's what we want. Darren didn't want that.
I really just wanted to say, again, what Darren said about the state staff and Joey and Jessica and their team. It was really a great opportunity. It's always a great opportunity to look at what we do, get some different eyes on it, and talk about how we're going to be better every chance we get. I did want to recognize a couple of my staff that I brought with me, my Assistant Superintendent for Business and Industry Services, Mr. Kottner, and my Assistant Superintendent for Instruction is Mrs. LaDonna Gear. Both are responsible for all the results. I mean, their teams and their folks are the ones that actually do the work. I probably shouldn't have said that, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. But, and Mrs. Gear in particular is the one that pulled that document together, and that is a huge task to just put the time and the effort in to do all that. So a huge thanks to her. And so that's really all I have. I appreciate the opportunity to visit with you guys today. So thank you.
Any comments or questions for the superintendent or for Joey or for any of the team on accreditation?
My only comment again would be about the education partnership. You guys do a great job. You guys have a far reach in the I mean, I'm a little personal here on
Sure.
the truck driving side of it. You guys, Central Tech actually works with all the other area technology centers and schools, and so thank you for that. One is, I think it's been great for Oklahoma CareerTech. One of the partnerships that we've seen has been when Mike Rowe's been on your campus,
Yes, sir.
your facility. We have one interview we weren't very favorable about.
Thanks a lot.
Well, he's on TV all the time now. You can't get away from him.
But that just shows the depth and the vision and the thought of Oklahoma CareerTech and Central CareerTech. So
Thank you.
thank you for what you do. That I think has been huge for all of us. So
Yep. Yeah.
thank you. And also it was a great on the spot interview with the state director. Just all of a sudden said, hey, let's do this.
If you board members, well, since we're talking about that, I know it's not really related to accreditation, but you brought it up, so I'll go in. If you get a chance to think OERB, they made that happen, that commercial, and they're bought in. That you talk about partnerships and what schools are doing, they're partnering with our technology centers. They made sure that we could get Mike Rowe there and talk about our system. So the partnerships that we make with other entities in the state are very valuable. So thank you, Kent, for carrying those out.
Thank you.
Thank you, good job.
Any other questions or comments for Central Tech accreditation?
I would move that we approve full post-secondary accreditation for Central Technology Center.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. Ashley, go ahead and call for a vote.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes. And Joey, we'll go ahead and move forward.
Okay. Next is Wes Watkins. On November 5th through 7th, 2024, the Accreditation Division conducted a hybrid accreditation review at Wes Watkins Technology Center in Wetumpka, Oklahoma. The examiner team was comprised of 22 examiners and ODCT staff, including 13 examiners from technology centers. During the review, examiners interviewed 24 stakeholders in various manners, including individual settings and in small groups. Examiners found no areas of noncompliance. We recommend the board grant full accreditation status to Wes Watkins Technology Center. And then Mr. Woods is here if you have questions for him or if he has anything to add.
We really appreciate you all being our accrediting body. And the team that came out, we're actually a staff of 40 when we're fully staffed. So we had more than half again of what we typically have, and it's almost the majority of the time you didn't even realize they were there because we went along, had school, and everything went very well. We partner with Central Tech and OSU IT and the Small Business Development Center that runs out of Durant. So we have strong partnerships. 1,048 square miles, and we only have about 21,000 people in those square miles. So we do our best to do the best of what we do with the number of people that we have. And we're the most heavily state-funded tech center and one of the smallest in Oklahoma. So we really appreciate the state and the support that we give you to continue doing the work.
Great job. Thank you, Vic. Any comments or questions for the superintendent or for Joey on the post-secondary accreditation presented today? You want to hit your mic? Do you want to hit your mic there? No. Thank you.
It's very impressive that the technology center districts appear to have great public-private relationships, great partnerships, and that's critical for all technology centers, but certainly in the West Watkins area, that's a very good job and very well done. So thank you for what you guys do, and thank you for your reach in that area, because we're kind of close, and we go through there, and we see that. So.
Area, please stop by. We'll be glad to show you what we do on a short tour.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? If not, we would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Let's give that one to Mike. He hasn't had one yet. All right, any discussion? We have a motion and a second. Seeing no discussion, Ashley, will you call for a vote?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes. Joey, go ahead and start the next one. We're getting through them.
Yes, there you go. Indian Capital Technology Center. On November 19th through 21st, 2024, the Accreditation Division conducted a hybrid accreditation review at Indian Capital Technology Center in Muskogee, Oklahoma, including their Sallisaw, Stillwell, Quita, and Tahlequah campuses. The examiner team was comprised of 33 examiners and ODCT staff, including 19 examiners from technology centers. During the review, examiners interviewed 25 stakeholders in various manners, including individual settings and small groups. During the review, examiners identified one area of noncompliance with the requirements of ODCT administrative rules. The Technology Center has submitted a corrective action plan that is sufficient to remedy the issue and is already in place. Examiners found no other areas requiring a corrective action. We recommend that the board grant full accreditation status to Indian Capital Technology Center. And Mr. Pivik is also here if you have questions for him or for me.
All right, Tony, you can go from there or you can come up.
Yeah, well, I've had tooth leg surgery.
Yes.
So I hobble along. It's fairly fast. I'd like to thank the director and his staff just on the accredited non-compliance
we had 2 snow days that we used in virtual. We didn't, the agency let us know. I had financial aid people that one had cancer, the other one's daughter had cancer and passed away, so we messed up on communication. So we were 2 days out of the whole time non-compliant. We agree with that, but it's already fixed, not a real big deal. So.
Thank you. Board members, do you have any questions or comments for the superintendent or for Joey on the post-secondary accreditation for Indian Capital? I want to point out something real quick myself. One thing I think that Indian Capital has done really well, you guys got to approve a new campus right when I came on. They are our fastest growing service area school, and currently the school with the lowest cost per program, so doing some things really well there at Indian Capital. Any other?
We certainly appreciate the business education partnership. You're in a very good area of Oklahoma. You kind of reach over to the adjoining state. You're in a very good area. So thank you for those partnerships. Those are critical, and those are essential for the success of Oklahoma CareerTech.
I'm glad you recognize we are God's countries.
There he is.
Yeah, I mean, 6 counties is what we cover, so we're just like the largest state. So there's some unique challenges.
Yes.
Yeah, but we do appreciate that acknowledgement. As some of the others said, if you want to visit any of our campuses, especially that Coweta campus, which we're really proud of. 9 new programs this year, 4 more next year, so a lot of programs.
As a former superintendent myself, but in the K-12 world, Tony does an incredible job of getting things built in an efficient manner. So check it out if you are up there. Kind of different than what we normally see, but really, really impressive what he did with that new campus. Any other questions or comments? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I'll move.
Thank you, Leonard. Do we have a second? Motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, Ashley, will you call for a vote?
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Apologize sometimes for my slowness. I used to do a better job when she would ask me to review the minutes so I could remember things, but now I got to take notes. I can't remember anymore. So we have another one coming up. This is our last, I believe. Joey, go ahead
Last
and
but
take
not
it
least,
away.
yes, Tri-County Technology Center. On December 10th through 12th, 2024, the Accreditation Division conducted a hybrid accreditation review at Tri-County Technology Center in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, including their Pawhuska and Nowata sites. The examiner team was comprised of 22 examiners and ODCT staff, including 10 examiners from technology centers. During the review, examiners interviewed 13 stakeholders in various manners, including individual settings and in small groups. During the review, examiners identified one area of noncompliance with the requirements of ODCTE administrative rules. The Technology Center has submitted a corrective action plan that is sufficient to remedy this issue and is already in place. Examiners found no other areas requiring a corrective action. We recommend the board grant full accreditation status to Tri-County Technology Center. And Dr. Strobel is here if you have questions for her or if she has anything to add.
Dr. Strobel? Yes. Thank you.
Follow Mr. Burris's lead and join the podium. Although, thank you for last but not least, if you notice on the agenda, we are Tri-County Tech District #1. We were the first technology center in the state of Oklahoma. I tell people we were born in 1967, and I believe when that happened, I don't know this to be the case, but there were other applicants in line behind us, and we just happened to be first with our papers. But we do hang our hat on that about being Tri-County District #1. I want to echo what the others said, and thank you, board, for the service that you do and for driving and the time that you take and the efforts that you put, and for Director Haken. But the real heavy lifting is the state staff and what they do and how they help us. everyday improve and communication. It's not just a once every 5 years visiting our campus with a team of people and looking at all of our components. It's all day, every day. In fact, Ms. Gina said this morning when we arrived, she said, I received an email from one of your people asking a question about something, and I wanted to get back to you about that. So it's all the time. I consider them friends. They're always helping us. They're always helping us improve, and it's an honor to serve in the system as I have for 38 years. Oh, my lands, that's just a really big number, but it is what it is. About our corrective action, we needed to add minutes to our school day, which we are doing, 15 minutes. The way we calculated minutes was not in alignment with the way they calculate minutes for the framework, and that correction has been made. Do you have any questions for me? Do you want to talk about my business and industry partnerships? I didn't want to be left out.
I think
No pressure.
being Technology Center District Number 1, let me just throw that in. You lead the example about exceeding and meeting the business partnership relationships. Those are huge for Oklahoma CareerTech. Those are huge for the technology centers about, one of the things that we as a board, I think, appreciate, there's a lot of things we appreciate about Oklahoma CareerTech, but one of them is each of the technology centers have an area of expertise that fits their area of where they're located. And so that's what excels in the business partnership relationship. What works great in one area may not be, compatible in God's country, but probably the educational phase, what goes on in eastern Oklahoma is not what goes on in Alva. So those are the advantages. That's the highlight of the business partner relationship. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. It's a tremendous honor to do it. I believe we give hope to the citizens of the communities that we serve, and it is those business partnerships where we find those opportunities where we can be the bridge to hope to so many students for workforce development. It's an honor to do that.
What fits in your area.
Yes, absolutely.
Which also is what fits in the state of Oklahoma.
So to that, Tammy's school has a unique opportunity, a partnership with OU. We hear a lot about silos and all those key terms that I hate that we keep using in the state. But they have a partnership with OU for the dental hygiene school that not very often you see something like that. It's unique and it is a heavy lift for them. It's not super easy, and OU gets a lot of credit out of that, but Tammy's team does a lot of work to make sure that it happens. So that's the uniqueness of the system, and we all have our talents and ability to get back to the state. So thank you.
Thank you, Director Hagan. We just expanded that program, actually, the physical footprint of that program to allow us to be able to have more students, which are high wage, high skill, high demand jobs. Every year it is, we see our statistics, it's a little bit of a competition about who's gonna have the highest average wage at Tri-County Tech. And it's either our dental hygienist or our welders, usually. And so that's a great average to be able to look at. But thank you.
Yep.
Do you have any other questions?
Other questions or comments for either Joey or for the superintendent on the post-secondary accreditation? Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.
I would entertain a motion or comments or questions.
I would move we approve full post-secondary accreditation for Tri-County Technology Center.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, will you call for a vote?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. That is our last accreditation. Before you leave, Joey, will you do me a favor and introduce your team that does so much of the work?
Yeah, for sure. So today we have Andrea Beyer. She's our accreditation coordinator. We have Alan Naws. He does safety and civil rights. And then Sandra McKnight. She's our financial aid specialist.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. And if you ever have questions, those are probably the people to ask. So great work by the team. It's a lot of work to do accreditation, but it is a major function of what this agency does and why we exist. So next item of business is 3.06, discussion and possible action of the State Director's current pay band by Mr. Sohail Pajwani, the Assistant Attorney General.
Good morning. In February of 2025, you had approved paperwork to send to OMES to increase the pay band for the executive director. To be clear, pay bands are the bands that are set by OMES. They're not the actual salary. So the previous pay band for the executive director position for CareerTech was $189,367. OMES has looked at the paperwork we submitted and they increased the pay band to $216,197. Subsequently thereafter, because we missed a meeting in the middle, there was another bump that OMES did, which was an adjustment for all the pay bands, and that increased the pay band for the executive director of CareerTech, the maximum, $233,493. So before y'all discuss whether y'all want to ask OMES to increase the pay band even more, or if y'all just want to stay where we are and not ask for more from OMES, I want to point out the following items for you. Number one is, in your packet, you have comparative data. So number one is superintendent pays, and the other is all the pay bands for all the executive directors in all of Oklahoma different agencies. That's the other item you have. Got it?
Can't get it off, right? Yeah.
There you go. And that binder clip gets a little tight.
That's the toughest job today.
So OMES currently has 17 pay bands for different executive directors based on, agency size and whatever. They are likely going to do a consolidation in the future to 5 pay bands. So that means that in the future, there is likely going to be an increase to the executive director of CareerTech's pay band, which will give the board more room to work with down the line, hopefully. The pay bands, they can only go up, they cannot go down now. So I recommend that the board wait and see what that increase looks like down the line in the next few months, and then decide if they want to ask for more for OMES to increase the pay band. If I ask for more right now, I will have to take Director Hicken with me to explain what his job is and, have him answer some questions. So since, OMES is probably gonna do some kind of objective analysis down the line or look at the pay bands and reevaluate it themselves, we don't need to ask for anything right now. It's my feedback to the board, unless you feel otherwise. So I just recommend you hold off. And if you hold off right now, no vote will be required at this point. But you do have a chance to discuss, a chance to look at these pay bands, the superintendent pay bands, and also the executive director pay bands. So let's, feel free to open it up for discussions and ask any questions.
So Sohail, right now, just to make sure I'm clear on what we're doing as a board, what you need them to decide on is if they want you to take any more action with OMES. Not actual pay, not anything.
Not actual pay. The actual pay is not to be discussed at this time. It's just if you want to ask OMES to increase the pay band even more than $233,493.
Well, you did get the increase that we asked for.
We did get the increase.
And then there was an additional increase just for
adjustment,
funsies.
just not for funsies, but I think it was a maybe a cost of living or
Yeah.
whatever.
But it affected everyone,
It
and so it
affected
was
everybody.
across the board
It was across the
regardless
board,
of.
yes.
So it was just.
Yeah, so
It
there was one increase
funsies
we
in the
did.
board minutes, right?
There was one increase we asked for, and then,
I like to
we
keep
didn't
the
have a
notes
board
excited.
meeting, so they increased it one more time.
Okay.
So we got a really big jump from, I think about a 40K, give or take.
Can we do retroactive?
So that's down the line discussion, that's not a discussion for this line item, but we can discuss that down the line.
Okay.
So I think that's where we are, and if you don't want to take any action, no vote is needed. If you want to discuss, you can discuss it further, but if you just want to stay where we are, don't ask for anything, no vote is needed at all.
Thank you for doing all of that.
Of course.
That was probably really hard, couple of fights maybe.
A few fights.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that.
Of course.
You're right, Shane, that was very good.
So no vote is here, and I guess.
If I see no motion or no further discussion, I will move forward.
Okay, so I think the next item, we just move on to the next one then, 3.07.
Yes. So the next item of business, seeing no action to be taken, is the proposed executive session for the performance and compensation of the State Director, Mr. Brent Haken of Career and Technology Education. We need to take a vote on that before or as we do that as well. Go ahead.
I need you to cite the authority, please.
Yep. authority is 25 Oklahoma Statute 2021-307B1. Thank you. So, yes, go ahead, Mike.
I just have one thing before everybody leaves.
Yes,
I wanted to enact the hazing process for Leonard.
This is how we get off topic.
Yeah. Which includes bringing donuts next time.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to sit with his back to the crowd for at
Yeah.
least 2 more meetings.
And he has to forego his,
That's why I put him there. Or Shay just drew the
he has to
short straw.
forego his jerky ration and
Yeah,
give it
no
to
jerky
me.
for him. Yeah.
I also want to mention before there is discussion and vote on this action item, thank you to the BizCert Pro group that came in. Thank you, Whitney, for bringing them. Thank you, superintendents and school leaders that came to talk about accreditation. We try to have a good time here, but it's very serious what you do for Oklahoma. So thank you for coming. You are more than welcome to stay and sit through executive session in the hall with the rest of us, or you're more than welcome to leave. So, your call.
One of the things while we still have a good crowd is, this is not an agenda item, it's just a public comment. Direct public stuff. What am I, board member comment?
Yeah, just go ahead.
So this was a great week for Oklahoma. It was a great week for Oklahoma CareerTech, and it was a great week for Oklahoma FFA. As of, I believe it was Tuesday, USDA Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins appointed several Oklahoma members to her Chief of Staff positions. One of them was Riley Pageant from Northwest Oklahoma is in his role, and I'm looking for the exact title. He is the Chief of Staff for Trade and Foreign Agriculture Affairs, so that's critical in today's world. Riley's a former FFA member, former state FFA president. Ricky Schroeder, Chief of Staff in the Research, Education, and Economics, former 4-H state president. So these are those youth programs that we all work so hard to build. Allison Slagle is the senior policy advisor to the secretary. Allison's from Hydro Eakley, former FFA member, does a great job with Congressman Lucas for a really long time. Tucker Stewart is appointed the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Congressional Relations, and he's Oklahoma State. He's a great guy. So we had a great day in Oklahoma, not only primarily for CareerTech, really, because these are all products of the program that you guys submit and you guys do. The interesting part of it, the picture was Secretary Rollins in the picture that was out there was the guy in the picture with her was Bart Fisher, who is from Chattanooga, Oklahoma, who's a former FFA member, who worked for Congressman Lucas for a long time. And Bart Fisher is actually the author of the current farm bill that has been extended and extended and extended. So these are all products of Oklahoma CareerTech. These are what we do. That was a great day on the federal level. And then when you get back to state of Oklahoma, our governor, we live in the great state of Oklahoma, our governor recognized the importance and in his comments mentioned FFA for the new Supreme Court Justice, who is Travis Jett. So he's a product of CareerTech as well. So I would say that Oklahoma CareerTech's had a great week.
Getting it done. Yeah.
Thank you,
Good.
Director.
Thank you. I didn't get all that done. Travis and I are the same age, so. Thank you, Randy, for those comments.
So
Yes.
it's a great day for Oklahoma.
It is fantastic to show Oklahoma leading the way for the nation and what we're doing to represent Oklahoma through CareerTech. So thank you all for your work. We have a action item in front of us, and I would entertain a motion.
Move into executive session.
Do we have a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Ashley, will you call for a vote to go into executive session?
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
All right, we will go into executive session. would you like to retain members that are in the room currently that are non-board members? Attorney Ashley? Yep. Okay. We'll note that in the minutes while we're in. Yep. We'll put that in the minutes. Well, you just have to have a motion to come in.
go back into, open session. Roll call, please, Ashley.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Just a, note for the meeting is, no votes were taken in executive session, no items not listed on the agenda for discussion in executive session were discussed. So, as a matter of record. So.
All set?
With that, we'll entertain any motions or discussion from executive session.
We are very pleased with Director Hankins' performance as the State Director of CareerTech. He has successfully promoted the strength of education and business partners and has elevated brand awareness across the country. We are very pleased with Director Hankins' performance in setting a national standard for excellence. We will look forward to visiting his performance review for the remainder of the calendar year of 2025 in January 2026. In light of this, I make the motion that Brent Haken, the State Director of CareerTech, have his annual salary increased from $189,367 to $215, retroactively effective April 1st, and instruct CareerTech's human resources to implement this change as soon as possible.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Do you have any other discussion? Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please, Ashley.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you. Do we
Members
have
of the
any
board,
other?
thank you so much for your confidence. I appreciate what you do for CareerTech each and every day. Not just myself, but thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Director.
We have a second motion as well. I move that council conduct additional research into bonus plans for state directors, and if such plans are allowed, collaborate with Director Haken to create a bonus plan for the state director position at CareerTech that this board can adopt at a subsequent meeting this year and implement starting in January 2026.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you all for your work in executive session. Thank you for what you do for Oklahoma CareerTech. Director Haken, thank you for what you do for Oklahoma CareerTech, and we'll turn the meeting back to you for the adjournment.
All right, thank you so much. Again, appreciate you, board, and thank you for what we're trying to do at the agency is move this system forward. Appreciate your recognition in that. Before we ask for a motion for adjournment, I would like to mention this is Sohail's last meeting with us. So he's moving on to another opportunity. So if you don't mind, congratulate him on his opportunity, and thank you, Sohail, for what you've done for this board.
Do we have to have a motion to accept that?
No.
I feel like it needs approval tonight. Needs to record my
wish
note.
we had some control, but we don't control all things, so I'm excited
Thank you for what
to take
you've done.
Of course.
Great job.
Thank you so much, Sohail. With that, is there any new business that was not otherwise brought before this board? Seeing none, I would ask for a motion or entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Awesome. Call for a roll call.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mr. Dillingham? Mr. Gilbert?
Yes.
Ms. Hanning?
Yes.
Mr. McCullough?
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you all so much.
That was an exciting one today.
That was a great week for Oklahoma CareerTech.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the SFA stuff because I read through that. You know, Riley Paget was Dallas Kraut and I graduated high school together, lived together in college, started teaching ag at the same time. I was